Hello everybody, it's Serafina and I'm here with your daily tarot insight. So before we begin, I would like to call upon the spirit of the universe that loves us unconditionally. I would like to call upon the spirits of this land, of this island, and of this ocean, and I thank them for holding the space and for their ancient wisdom. And I would like to call upon my guides, my ancestors, my team of light, and my higher self, and I thank them for their presence and guidance with this collective reading. What guidance is there for the collective today? We have the Ten of Cups. We have the Seven of Discs. We have the card of the Magus. We have the card of Seven of Cups. Whoa. And what is this all about? What is this all about? We have the Two of Wands. Okay, let's pick some oracle cards. What guidance is there for the collective today? We have Karma, untying the knots. Maybe some of us are going through some karmic relationships right now. Maybe we're having to end things. There is a little bit of difficult emotions today. We have Sirius Star blessing. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. And I'm going to choose from this one. What further guidance is there for the collective today? We have this beautiful card. Kind of like, I see somebody, maybe they were feeling a little bit drowned here. Like I feel like they're coming out of a murky water, let's say. And they're finally reaching out for help. But also it's like I can see in their face that there's like a sense of relief. Okay, and I'm gonna pick one more card. We have the Vision. Okay, so we're starting off with the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups signifies emotional satiety, right? It's reaching this place where all of our cups are filled. We know that we have everything that we need and want. Funnily enough, the Seven of Discs, which in this deck, which is a Thoth deck made by Aleister Crowley, is called Failure. However, I don't interpret it that way. The Seven of Discs means that we're reaching a point in our life where we have our garden of abundance, but we're not quite there yet. And it's a time to pause and reflect how we want to continue forward. And what I usually say is like, we're reflecting to see if the juice is worth the squeeze, right? We have the card of the Magus, so it's telling me that right now we're kind of like the Magus would do, kind of like bringing in different ingredients in order to bring something to life. So we could use the analogy of making a cake, right? We have the flour, we have the baking powder, we have the eggs, but it's kind of like we're still figuring out what type of cake we want to make. And the Magus knows that he has all of the ingredients ready and that it's up to him to figure out what type of cake he wants to eat, and that's what he's going to be able to offer other people. The important lesson with the Magus is also the words that we use, right? The spells that we use on a daily basis with ourselves and with others. We have the Seven of Cups, which, you know, I'm kind of interpreting with this card, because the Seven of Cups can represent a time when we have so many options that we don't know what to choose. In the other deck, it's somebody who has lots of cups and they're kind of like bewildered. So it can even signify a state of illusion when we're not seeing things clearly right now. And I always like to point out to the murky water here, because the water is not flowing, in contrast to this card, the Ten of Cups, where the water really is flowing. So what I feel that they're telling us today is that, you know, we have everything to be grateful for. We have all of our cups filled if we're able to like take time to reassess what it is that we're actually going towards, or what it is that we actually need in our life. Maybe some of us are craving things that are actually not necessary to have in our sphere, and they're just creating certain distractions, right? The card of the Magus is a major arcana, and for me it really is all about being like recognizing that you are a conduit for universal creativity, right? It is technically the first card which comes after the Fool. So the Fool sets out on his journey without expectations and with this almost naiveness. The Magus has already assimilated his power. He's already coming into contact with his power that he has with himself and on others. So maybe we need to be exerting ourselves a little bit more, putting ourselves out there a little bit more instead of reserving our opinions. The Seven of Cups says that we're seeing something not exactly for what it is, or we may be feeling like there's too many options in order for us to continue forward. So the last card is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is one where in the states of planning something, right? It's kind of like saying the world is our oyster. But in this state of planning, it's very important to kind of like create a little capsule around us, because when we share our ideas or our projects a little bit too soon, other influences can kind of come to undermine us, right? Not everybody has the best intentions towards our works. And even if it's a close friend, sometimes their opinion can sometimes, you know, thwart whatever it is that we're doing. So I feel that it's kind of like working through these karmic cycles of where we give our power away, right? Because the Magus is in the process of discovering how powerful he is, where the power of his voice and his intention lies, right? Intention, I think, is a key word here. So let's untie the knots so that we're not in the state of illusion or in the state of confusion of why did that happen? Why was my project going so well, or why was my intention going so well, then all of a sudden it was taken off track, right? And so here I can't help but say that this person really is reaching out. And so something I like to remind people is that our guides, our ancestors, our team of light, basically, on the other side, our spiritual team, cannot help us if we do not give them permission to help us, because we have free will. And so they want us to be able to do whatever we want by our own power. So if you feel the need to reach out for help sometimes, I really encourage you to do so. And the more specific you are, the better as well. So I feel that ending with the Two of Wands is kind of like telling us, it's telling us, yes, proceed, push through, despite the obstacles, despite the haziness sometimes that we may find, or the fact that there's a time for us to pause and to reflect, like was mentioned yesterday, right? Let's go back to the drawing board and revisit our intention for our vision, right? It's nice. I see two owls here. And then I see the snake of transformation, and then we see a mountain here, right? And so it's kind of like us being able to narrow down through wisdom of the owls, right? Birds are messengers, right? And specifically owls can see at night, right? So that they're very astute and they're very wise in very, very subtle ways, passing through the gate of transformation with the snake up until the mountain. And what does that mountain represent for you, right? What is it that we are learning to walk up towards right now, where we're going to have a higher view towards something? So in general, what I'm feeling for the collective today is you have everything you need. Let's not get twisted. Let's not get twisted in these karmic knots of how we have approached our own power, right? and being able to reassess how we want to continue forward, and removing all this state of illusion so that we can go back to the drawing board and focus on our vision. What is it that we are really envisioning for ourselves today? I think it's a really good practice every day to wake up and be like, what is important to me today? What do I envision for this day? How can I go to bed feeling at peace with myself? Okay, everybody, I hope that this was useful to you. If it was, I'm gonna ask you to comment if anything resonated. If you like my videos, it also really helps the algorithms. And I will be back here with another reading for you tomorrow. Bye.